What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's Rahul, and today we're going to be going over the deck that won Players Cup 4 in the hands of Alex Szymanski. For those of you who don't know, Players Cup 4 Global Finals did finish this past weekend, and it was meant to showcase the Chilling Reign format, or I guess the last hurrah for the standard format, introducing Chilling Reign. Now, there wasn't a lot of hype generated behind Players Cup 4, because obviously post-rotation is coming up. People have stopped kind of caring about the format. It's gotten a little bit stale, but I do want to cover Alex Szymanski's Rapid Strike Urshifu Inteleon deck that won in a field of 5 Shadow Rider decks. And, well, he beat Passimian twice in Winners Finals and Global Finals, so watch those matches because he kind of destroyed that matchup. If not, Spiritomb probably would have won the event. So, shout out to Alex for winning the event. Alex Szymanski is an amazing player, someone who has always kept me on my toes, someone who I played against in a lot of events, and he always brings something unique and interesting. So let's check out his list and what brought him to the Players Cup 4 championship berth. So here it is, Rapid Strike Urshifu paired with Inteleon. Now the list is we've gone through Rapid Strike a lot. You know, this channel loves Rapid Strike. We do love our Rapid Strike. I always will. Let's go through the list. Now, Alex optimizes the 4 Rapid Strike Urshifu V baby to make sure that you start it, have it on the bench. You can get it with Keep Calling if you go second. Not a problem to get this guy into play. Make sure we have all of our attackers. There's the 3 VMAX. I think this line is very standard across the board. I don't think there's anything special fancy about this right here. There's 1 copy of Passimian, also really good for Throwing Coach and Fling if you need it. But the Throwing Coach with the plus 30 damage is what really does matter when we're sniping the bench to kind of get those knockouts where we need them towards the end of the game. There's 1 copy of Dedenne to draw extra cards. There's no Crobat, which is a notable omission, but Dedenne does the job and draws us all the cards we need to draw. There's Jirachi-GX, which is Alex's answer to dealing with Shadow Rider for a couple turns, forcing him to have the boss's orders to deal with the Jirachi-GX. If they don't find the boss's orders nearly in time to find the Jirachi-GX, you can just start sniping these tag team Pokemon that a lot of these lists play, as opposed to the Shadow Rider necessarily, because the tag teams are just much easier to take out when you can Gale Thrust into them and then use Gmax Rapid Flow to get the damage onto the board. This is also a similar strategy I employed when I played against Shintaro in our friendly 7v7 match, with the Jirachi-GX buying enough time for me to snipe 2 of the tag team Pokemon and win the game. He chose to play a bench barrier Mew because I think he was opting for the mirror match, something that is very scary. If you have the Mew and the opponent Rapid Strike player does not, you already had an inherent advantage. Now, let's go through the rest of the list. He did play 4 copies of Keep Calling Sobble, 4 copies of Drizzile, and then his Inteleon split was 1 Shady Dealings Inteleon to make sure you get those items when you need them. The 1 Shady Dealings Inteleon can be the trigger that fetches you like a boss plus a air balloon, a boss plus a stadium, a boss plus something else to kind of close out the game. There's 3 copies of the Quick Shooting Inteleon, which, I mean, I don't know much about Spiritomb, but I think that's a pretty good card to have in a matchup where they put the damage counters onto themselves. So the Inteleon line is pretty much speaks for itself. Very, very strong line. There is 1 copy of Escape Rope. Each player switches their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. Very good card in this deck like this. Now, notably weird about Alex's list is there is not that many switching cards, which seem to work out okay for him, but a lot of the time with Rapid Strike lists, there is like 6 or 7 cards that are relying on switching your active, so you can get those the hits in pretty easily. But I think Alex had kind of put all of his eggs into the, I'm going to use Karate Belt, I'm going to go ahead and Gmax Rapid Flow as many times as possible basket. A very different look at kind of how to play the deck, I think. Because, even in my own lists, I've been playing like 2 Air Balloon, 3 Switch, along with the 1 Tower of Waters and the 1 Escape Rope. But Alex has opted to play 1 Escape Rope, 1 Tower of Waters, 1 Switch, 1 Air Balloon. You have 4 1-off switching cards. But I guess the logic is also that you can find that with the Drizzile, with the Shady Dealings Inteleon. You can switch when you need to switch, which I think is, a risky cut to make, but it worked out for Alex. There's 4 copies of Level Ball. Maxing out this card is really important because it finds you both your Sobble and your Drizzile, which is really important. Because that's your search engine, that's your draw engine, etc., etc. 2 Evolution Incense and 2 Pokemon Communication, a very natural split in decks like this to put some of our Pokemon back into the deck, as well as finding exactly what we need, because the Evo Incense is also a Drizzile, is a Shady Dealings Inteleon. It's also our Rapid Strike VMAX. 4 copies of Quick Ball, definitely just going to be a staple moving forward. 1 copy of Reset Stamp. I always agree with this, just because, we can always find it with Drizzile, we can find it with Shady Dealings Inteleon. Nothing crazy there. 1 copy of Tool Scrapper. Now, Tool Scrapper probably won Alex the Global Finals matchup against Spiritomb much easier, because instead of peppering the damage like he needs to, he could probably just Tool Scrapper away the Cape of Toughness on 1 crucial turn, potentially taking out 2 things that he didn't, expect to take out at the same time, get the pings down with the Inteleon, maybe G-Max Rapid Flow in the same turn, potentially taking a 5 prize turn in one turn if he Tool Scrappers correctly against the Spirit Tomb deck. I did not watch the Global Finals, or like the Grand Finals, but Tool Scrapper does seem like a very useful card. But Alex, in his notes, did say that he did not use Tool Scrapper to like decide a game at any point, and it didn't really like change the outcome of the game across the board. So he doesn't know if he'd play it again, but it is a very cool inclusion, especially when it's super searchable. Now, Alex also played 2 Boss's Orders, as well as 3 Marnie, which is very consistent, standard, you know, nothing crazy about this engine, and 4 Research. But the thing I want to talk about in Alex's list that I thought was one of the coolest things about the deck, and why he, I think, got really far and ended up actually winning the tournament, is 2 Karate Belt. Now, we all know Karate Belt is a really good card. Rapid Strike Urshifu likes to play from behind, especially when you give up an early Sobble, give up an early, just Rapid Strike Baby, maybe something like that. All of a sudden, Karate Belt is opened up for you, and if you play it correctly, you can just take all your 6 prizes in one turn, or take like 5 prizes in one turn. Maybe all 6 at the same time. Like, Karate Belt just does that for you, which is really nice, because almost every deck has to activate. They have to play into your stagger, and if your Karate Belt sticks, you get those rapid flows off. But almost every list have been playing 1 Karate Belt, 1 Telescopic Sight, including my own. So it was a little bit strange when I saw Alex's 2 Karate Belt. I didn't know if it would work, but I mean, with all the Shadow Rider and all these other decks in the format, it does feel like he made the correct call with the 2 Karate Belt, because you are going to be playing from behind, you are going to be attacking and getting that damage into play, so you definitely want to be able to just pepper the damage in, kind of get where you need to be with this sniping, as opposed to fighting a head-on battle, which I think inevitably, like, a Urshifu deck will lose a head-on battle into like Shadow Rider, into Ice Rider, etc., etc. But if you have the Karate Belt, you can get reliable snipes every turn. And if they take out the first VMAX, you have a second Karate Belt, which they just didn't expect. And you're like, they're sitting there going, well, he's out down 1 Karate Belt. He's down X, Y, and Z, all these resources. And I can't, lose the game here. Like, what is my lose condition, blah, blah, blah. And if you don't even have to reveal it on game 1 or something, all of a sudden you slap down the second Karate Belt. And now your opponent has a lose condition on the board that they didn't expect to see. And then for the energy cards, there's 4 Rapid Strike Energy and 4 Fighting Energy. Again, huge congrats to Alex. Some of the things that I noticed that are missing from the list that I had in my own were like an Energy Spinner, more switching cards like I mentioned earlier. I think Alex took those switching cards out and just replaced them with like Level Balls, the Karate Belt, like, just beefing up the deck. There's a lot more Pokemon in Alex's list than my own. So it's a little bit interesting to see Alex's take on kind of edging the line of just going full-blown consistency, cutting some of the, cutting multiple copies of tech cards or switching cards, etc. And just saying, I have 1 of everything that I need except for Karate Belt, which is 2 of, because that is my central focal point of my strategy. I will be able to find that with Drizzile. I'll be able to find that with Inteleon. This should not be a problem at any given point. I should be able to win these games. And Alex did win these games, so it was very impressive to watch. It was really cool. If you guys have not also claimed your free Crobat, PC4 Dark Asset, I believe, is the code. You can claim your free Full Art Crobat V. I don't know how long the promotion lasts, but you'll grab that right now if you can. But that is all I'm covering the PC4 deck. Let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see for post-rotation, because I don't know what I'm going to do for Wednesday and Friday. I am going to the tournament this upcoming Saturday, so that is going to be very interesting to play in. But until I go, and I'm also going to be in New York all week next week, so there might not be content. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm visiting some family. But besides that, I'm going to be gone. So drop in the comments below what you want to see with Pokemon TCG. Drop what you want to see with Unite. I was thinking for tomorrow's video, we would do something like talking about the laning phase a little bit, breaking down the timings when certain camps spawn, how you can make it better lanes, etc., etc. But I won't bore you guys here, because you guys are here for TCG, I presume, not Unite. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell for the notifications, and hit that like. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Thank you so much, and congrats again, Alex Szymanski, for winning Players Cup 4.